My fellow Transformers fans, My Little Pony fans, and Equestria Girls fans. We are happy to celebrate Equestria Girls' 9th anniversary, and I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Robertson Skywalker. I am an author, like J.K. Rowling, J.R.R. Tolkien, and George R.R. Martin. They were the legendary writers who made Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, and A Song of Ice and Fire. But now, I'm here. I am the author of this modern world. For the first time, I was signed on Wattpad since September. And I'd like you to hear that what we know about multi-pony Transformers world building got started. It all began in February 2020. Hasbro and IDW Publishing got announced to make a comic, a crossover filled with robotic creatures and pony-alike creatures. They were united together, but they were happy. So they made an arc of the book cover. They titled it Friendship in Disguise, a combination of Friendship is Magic and Robots in Disguise. Soon, the workers had a plan. They're going to make a comic series. Now it was released early June 2020. They sold million copies around the globe, and soon they loved it. Most of Transformers fans really loved it, including the vinyl collection of My Little Prime. And so that was it. And then I was thinking about My Little Pony Transformers. I felt something about it. One night, I sleep into my bed and I feel that vision. This wasn't a dream. It's a vision of the future. And someday since November 2019, Equestria Girls got cancelled by Hasbro. But Equestria Girls is not over. It will come. And then I woke up seeing the Equestria Girls is alive so that they could bring Transformers. So, what can I do? I start my work. I started out on YouTube on July 25th, 2020, and then I was thinking about Malta Pony and Transformers have been united together. And then what am I thinking about Equestria Girls? Because they're just pony and humans, human alikes. But I was thinking into my head, there's something familiar with a person named Sunset Shimmer, and into my mind, it looks like the same color, a Transformer alike Sunset Shimmer. His name is Hot Rod, or you prefer Rodimus, or Rodimus Minor, or Rodimus Major, or Rodimus Prime. I'm thinking about it, and then I'm searching for work, ideas, and clues. So I searched it on DeviantArt. I found the user Sideswipe217. I discovered about there were 7 robots with the girls. So I liked them. So Wheeljack chooses Twilight Sparkle. Bumblebee chooses Fluttershy. Ironhide chooses Applejack. Sideswipe chooses Rainbow Dash. Sunstreaker chooses Rarity, and Pinkie Pie chooses Jazz. But I was thinking about it. Knockout chooses Rarity, but he was a Decepticon. So no worries for that. And what about Smokescreen and Pinkie Pie? Well, Smokescreen was actually blue, so I changed with Jazz because he's a white version. But Jazz will always be a second guardian, like Final Scratch. And then I'm starting to think about the stories. So after that, they gave an announcement After a few months, I keep typing on Tumblr, and on September, I started on Wattpad. Before I was started writing Rodimus x Sunset Shimmer fanfictions, so I feel cringe. After the end of the year 2021, then I'm going to think about it. I'm thinking about why did multiple Equestria Girls has been connected to Transformers. You know, I watched the first movie of Equestria Girls, but I saw Pinkie Pie transforming scene. It was a foreshadowing that Pinkie Pie transforms. That is the real foreshadowing that Transformers is going to cross over Equestria Girls. But now I'm going to think. Someday, I work on Wattpad. But I had to do something. I was, since last August, I keep typing on this, the stories, like Greg Farshdey, the writer of the Bionicle stories, because I feel like the story of the Bionicle, the story began when 6 heroes landed on the mythical island to save the world from the evil forces. But then I'm going to think about that. So, on February 2021, I released the first book of My Little Pony Transformers Equestria Girls, the sequel of the Trinity Saga. They entitled it The Journey to Friendship and Leadership, written by me. The story begins with a like with Princess Celestia and Princess Luna about raising the sun and moon, but Luna got betrayed and turned into Nightmare Moon. But now it was arranged. There were two brothers named Prima and Megatronus who lived in the human world. They were two protectors who defend the dimension. One day Megatronus got betrayed, and he uses his power to conquer his world. Soon Prima sacrificed himself for Megatronus. Legend foretold that they looked like the elements of harmony and the magical geodes. They called them the legendary power badges because they don't know. Soon Optimus Prime heard about the core from Primus. They warned him about 7 human warriors to come from the human dimension of Equestria, and later they need help. One of them is Rodimus, but until two Decepticons, Fracture and Thunderhoof, but Optimus Prime escapes and traveling to another dimension. Soon, the 7 Autobots have been united together, and they had sent a message from Primus that the world is upon us. They traveling to the human world, but Rodimus found a vision that could find the rainbows. So they split up, and they met the rainbows. So Rodimus tells that they met Sunset Shimmer. The ponies, the Rainbows, met the Magnificent Seven, named after a Wild West movie, turned into robots. Pretty cool, huh? And after they searched for Optimus Prime. But Rodimus didn't learn about leadership. He made an argument. Sunset Shimmer had a plan to stop Rodimus' argument from Optimus, so he agrees. So the 7 Autobots had a plan to find the power badges on the hidden valley of Mount Everhoof. So the Autobots embark on a journey from Everfree Forest to the Medium Mountains, from Mount Everhoof to the hidden cave filled with hidden valley, and there is a central world known as Primus Temple. They fought so many. The 7 Autobots got their tests from Megatronus, and after Wheeljack uses the power mind control that could use the Guardian Knights to enter. After they arrived, but Megatronus was too powerful. They took control of it. Soon the Rainbows worked together. After the Magnificent Seven transformed into power badges into an armored power link that could stop Megatronus by using elemental powers. The powers, they were 7: fire, gravity, energy, iron, plasma, ice, and earth. After Megatronus is gone, the stars has been shifting. there is a foreshadowing that the constellation of Sunset Shimmer, the dots, the light dots, they will come again. Soon, the main seven and the Magnificent Seven, they begin on their journey. On the second book, the If You Rise 1, the story begins when the evil of Vehicons arrived in Primus Temple, raging to destroy Canterlot, but the Autobots had a important mission that could bring those 7 Vehicon sparks to enter the deepest cave of the one dictator named Megabots. Not to look like the Beast Machine's Megatron, so Autobots had been fought valiantly, but Sideswipe and Rainbow Dash got mind controlled by the spark. They would help with Rarity and Sunstreaker, and they grouped together. For the Battle of Megabot, there is a great opponents into the sinking waters of the energized Energon, transforming to robots into organic humans. They call it Holomatter Avatar, a hologram projector that could transform robots into humans that could actually touch. Because I was thinking about that. I love Holomatter Avatar, a perfect fit so that Equestria girls looks like a Holomatter Avatar. I read Transformers More Than Meets the Eye issue number 43, the one where they go to Earth. I love Rodimus' design of the Holomatter. It was perfect, a perfect fit, and then it was over. For the third chapter, Vehicons Unleashed, the story is about when the 7 Vehicon generals, they gotta steal those elemental watches, but they lose their power. They turn back to Holomatter Avatar, but there's only one chance to stop them, by Rodimus using the Matrix of Time. And they took every 7 Vehicon generals, they entered to the dead universe, the dead void, I think. So it was over. I was thinking about that. The fourth installment of Transformers Equestria Girls, which is copied to Bionicle Mask of Light, entitled The Matrix of Light. Like how I say it from that. The story begins with Rodimus discovered the cave from this carving. When Wheeljack tells, Rodimus discovers the Matrix of Light. So there's only one thing that could stop Megatronus. During their battles, Wheeljack sacrificed himself to stop from the dreadful Midnights, and he turned to become Ultimo Rodimus for his destiny to defeat Megatronus. And so, the Space Raid was opened. Cybertron will be lived once more. But the story wasn't over yet. There is another story. The Uprising Duology. From the first chapter of the duology is Wrecker's Uprising. Optimus Prime tells a story of a legendary wrecker named Impactor, but he's still alive. But mostly the Autobots didn't know what Impactor is alive until an evil mercenaries came to the world of Crystal Prep Academy. But they met the Shadowbolts. Soon they betrayed and they turned against them. They mind-controlled and conquers Crystal Prep. Soon, Wheeljack had a plan with help with the new 5 Autobots. Prowl, Drift, Whirl, Blaster, mostly Skyfire, or it's Jetfire, I think. They entered the world of Crystal City where they met Cup. They reformatted into a new body with a blue armor, known as the Crystal Armor, or the Crystal City Wrecker Armor. They had a mission to save Crystal Prep Shadowbolts from the mercenary, until the Quintesson survived into the pits of the lava. So, the Wreckers fought back, and the Quintesson is no more. So, Wheeljack found a legendary artifact known as the Sword of Primus, but soon they'd been driven out by the space bridge. I think. The 6th installment, Peace Through Tyranny. Because this is the title when the function of Megatron. Wheeljack found a nightmare when the Wreckers feels unamused and hate Wheeljack. So he tried to betray, but the Wreckers got failed. With the help of Optimus Primal, the Wrecker Survivor, including all Wrecker survivors that could protect Prince Prep shadow bolts. But mostly Wheeljack betrayed. Soon he feels angry and rageful. So he made a deal with Midnight Sparkle and reformed into Slicer. But Slicer didn't appear in those series, just for comics and toys like Action Masters or BotCon. Slicer is going to get 5 Shadow Bolts to kill, but one of them is very dark. With the help of Overlord and Principal Cinch, later it was Cyclonus, because she disguised. Soon an army of mercenary troopers they're going to strike to kill every Shadow Bolt kind. Optimus Primal tells the Wreckers to find Impactor from the flowing crystals to Crystal Garden. When they reached the Crystal Garden, they found Impactor. They had a duel. They found the famous motto, Wreck and Rule. So the Wreckers never give up. They're going to do it again. And they fight together. Rodimus attacks Slicer, but Rodimus tells Slicer that to go back and turn Wheeljack into good. For the final moment, Wheeljack uses the power of Conopinance to destroy Cyclonus. Wheeljack takes his spark because he found his true identity. But soon Wheeljack got resigned, like Twilight Sparkle in Friendship Games, because she is no longer Crystal Prep. Wheeljack turns back into Icon Elite Guard, and he is no longer Wrecker anymore. The 7th chapter, Battle for Titan. Trypticon awakes on Earth. The space bridge teleports where the free flyer ponies, Twilight Sparkle, Fluttershy, and Rainbow Dash. Soon, the free Autobots arrive. Wheeljack, Bumblebee, and Sideswipe. They could group together from the evil Decepticon Seekers that could under attack. Much look like from 2008 Bionicle Fantoka figures and sets. So that's good. And there was a second wave of the Transformers Equestria Girls, where Ironhide, Jazz, and Sunstreaker team up with Verity, Pinkie Pie, and Applejack. So they group together. One of them is Rodimus, alongside with Shimmer. They have to find 4 cyber keys or Omega keys that could open the gates of the Ark on the location of the Bury Mount St. Hilary. Soon they discovered 3 new awesome vehicle alike in Bionicle Mystica. So I don't understand what their names, but Starscream took one of their famous vehicles. Ironhide and Sideswipe will take a chase, and also Applejack and Rainbow Dash. They're gonna steal Starscream. Soon Windblade arrives along with Starlight Glimmer, Chromia, and Trixie Lulamoon. So the Titan Awake named Metroplex fought against Trypticon, but Metroplex sacrificed himself by using the Sword of Primus to lift up in space, and it will impact to death. So the Autobots got forward retreat to the space bridge and leave. So the Cyber Keys and the Sword of Primus got activated to transform the Ark into gigantic robot. It's a foreshadowing like in Transformers War for Cybertron Kingdom. After that, the Autobots won victory, they farewell to the Rainbows, and they celebrate again. But now, there's a work from Webcake about the prequel story when Twilight Sparkle got her power during the dazzling surge through the jam, until it was very dark and the Dazzle Dazzle destroyed the portal. There's no turning back. After 2 years, there was a mysterious golden siren mask figure, and they hearing one phrase, "I will return," and it will come. The 8th installment of Friendship Reborn, a familiar to the Bionicle, the Legend Reborn. The story begins with a chronicler named Starbreaker Firewalker, aka my original character from Transformers Equestria Girls. They discovered, and after he murdered by the Dazzlings during audition of Servitude. So he survived by the spark and connects to the golden siren mask flung into space for the human dimension, traveled to the space bridge of Cybertron. When he crash landed, he reformed back into his Cybertronian form with his red armor and his fellow pet, Snick, the species called Slitherax, because there were red and yellow warriors. He uses a shield to transform by using a siren mask, so they help with Rodimus, Steeljaw, Rattrap, Bumblebee, and everyone else. They had a mission to find what's going on in the past. They discovered about the siren. Now, Steeljaw and Rattrap got trapped by Starscream. Starbreaker attacked Starscream, and they got the Second Great War during the Autobots and Decepticons fought back. And after the story ends, Rodimus thinks about that. We're talking about the sequel of the Transformers Equestria Girls The Friendship Reborn, entitled The Champion Wars, The Starbreaker Adventures. The story begins when Starbreaker discovers about the archives, but mostly Wheeljack found it was Twilight's journal. Soon it would be a sorrowful ending, but they never give up. Soon, Starbreaker Firewalker found a red siren named Mesma, Whipkick VA's original character. They had a plan to restore Equestria, but Starbreaker found the Allspark into the hidden cave of the Primes. So, for the final battle between Autobots and Decepticons, the capital city of Iacon, but Wheeljack carried the Allspark to the great core of Cybertron, but it was too late. But there's only one chance to save Equestria and Cybertron, by using the Allspark, like Twilight Sparkle, sacrifices to kill the Dazzlings. When Wheeljack dies, Primus lives again, and Cybertron restored to become the second Golden Age. After Wheeljack dies, Rodimus and his 5 crew feel sad to him, and they turn to the Magnificent Six. Soon, Starbreaker Firewalker entered the core to help from Megatronus. Well, it looks like from the Whipkick V8 arc, when Mesma met Midnight Sparkle, when Megatronus talks to Starbreaker Firewalker for your help to bring the daughter back, Midnight Sparkle. And we're talking about the finale book, the final episode of Equestria Girls, entitled Legends End. The story begins when Rodimus feels to become the next Prime, and they discovered about the space bridge. They traveled through time. Soon, the Magnificent Six awoken the 13 Primes, but just 10 of them survived. Or 9, including except Maximo, because he betrayed. They had a choice to destroy Megatronus. When Starbreaker got double-crossed to Megatronus by attack of Midnight Sparkle's clones. When Megatronus drained Midnight Sparkle's energy, he turned to his original form. For the moments, the Magnificent Six will never give up. They could use the Chrono Sword to travel through back in time. They could stop the Dazzlings. So now, he met with Twilight Sparkle along with Spike. Along with Optimus Prime, Starbreaker Firewalker with his Siren form, and Mesma, so they could defeat the Dazzlings once and for all. After the final blow, the 7 elements connect to the Geodes. The power badges of the Geodes were united using the power of Solus Prime, holding by the hands of Ultra Magnus. The elemental Geodes and the power badges were connected, and soon Wheeljack is finally alive for the final opponents to destroy the Dazzlings. Soon they turn into stone. Well, that's it. That's very good. But the story isn't over. Megatronus is the dictator, aka the antagonist of Rodimus Prime. But Rodimus Prime is being the main protagonist of this show. Not all of the 7. But Rodimus is the real protagonist. So he formed to his powerful ultimate Prime, and he dubs his name Rodimus Prime. For the final blow, Megatronus got disappeared and turned into dust. Prima talks to Rodimus Prime about the past, when Sunset Shimmer turned into evil. Evil became good. But Prima warned Rodimus that he is going to protect Sunset Shimmer. After Rodimus Prime's awake, Sunset Shimmer feels happy to him, and then it was the real headcanon that Rodimus and Sunset Shimmer were actually fell in love and they had a kiss. It's all true. Starbreaker uses the power of the Allspark to restore life, including humans, and Mesmacene for the Sound of Peace, including the main 6 survive. So, Rodimus Prime is the actual chosen one, and they had a choice that sent Shimmer to find the human counterpart on Equestria. Rodimus making the right choice. For the final moments, the Autobots say goodbye to the humans and Rodimus Prime, including Sunset, to stay Equestria for 30 years. After the Autobots leave the human world, they enter to Nyan City, Rodimus Prime's homeworld. They use the power badges to sacrifice to finish his mission. They formed into a golden building filled with a bright red mirror shining, filled with a lake of river and the shape of the sun. Nyan City became Shimmer City, and it became a new Rodimus Prime homeworld. Wheeljack's dubbing to Sunstreaker to become a legacy. And after that, Rodimus Prime took care of Sunset Shimmer, but Twilight Sparkle would see Sunset Shimmer for next year. But this story is not over. Equestria Girls is not over. Equestria Girls will live on, so that today is the celebration of Equestria Girls' 9th anniversary. There is official announcement that Transformers is going to collaborate for Equestria Girls in the year 2023. From our comment, Katrina Hidley, director of Maltopony Equestria Girls, which I dub her Katie Catley, she was asking about me. And she said, "Don't tag me." I feel silly. So she had a choice for me that we don't need an argument. Oh, look around you. All of you got betrayed on Derpy Baru because you're thinking about why Equestria Girls is over. This was not over. This was not cancelled. All of your background ponies in Derpy Baru, do you believe that Equestria Girls is coming back? Yes, it is. It will come. Equestria Girls is not over. It will come back. But I got the dream voice actors we have. From the original cast of the Magnificent Seven, Matt Lanter, who played as Anakin Skywalker in Star Wars The Clone Wars. Soon he played as Rodimus. Elijah Wood, he played as Frodo Baggins from The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, who played as Wheeljack, including Beck from Tron Uprising. Bumblebee, played by Jeremy Levy. Soon he will play again from another series of Equestria Girls crossover Transformers. Ironhide, played by D. Bradley Baker, so he was actually good, just like Swampfire from Ben 10. Darren Criss, who played Sideswipe, just like in Robots in Disguise, so that he could do it again. James Hunter Taylor, who played as Harry Osborn, Barracks from Bionicle, The Legend Reborn, Obi-Wan Kenobi from Star Wars The Clone Wars, and Ratchet from Ratchet and Clank. Soon he played as Sunstreaker. And lastly, Michael Adamwaite, who played Jay Walker from Ninjago, Masters of Spinjitzu, who now played as Jazz. Very good, right? Also include Peter Cullen and Frank Walker, and all of their cast of the Transformers Equestria Girls will be leave throughout the month. Now it will become a year. So, in the Uprising Duology, I'd like you to make a new one. Brant Miller, who played as Zane from Ninjago and Hotshot from Transformers, will now play as Drift, the second Transformer character. Second would be Prowl, played by Jeremy Shada, who played Lance as Voltron, Legendary Defender, and Finn, the human from Adventure Time. Soon he will be played as Prowl. Jeremy Levy, since the previous as Bumblebee, she will play as Whirl. Now, Blaster will play as Andrew Francis, before Kirby Morrow was dead. Andrew Francis played as Cole, also Shining Armor from My Little Pony. But Blaster, he was actually looked like Jollar in Bionic Cole. Jetfire, played by Troy Baker. But in War for Cybertron, he's such a sexy British accent. I could really love Jetfire was very Chad, just like Sunny Flare. So, there's only one thing we know. If I am the author of Equestria Girls, I am making the foundation of the world building of Transformers and My Little Pony. Throughout the years, we celebrate Equestria Girls' 9th anniversary and My Little Pony Transformers, the comic trilogy, including War for Equestria, the Wattpad adaptation since IDW Publishing's cancellation since November. For the 2nd anniversary of the IDW's MLP Transformers and the 9th anniversary of Transformers will join Equestria Girls. The collaborative of Transformers will join Equestria Girls in the next year of 2023. It will create a new TV series coming on this show. Ballbrain Studios will make a new season. A new era has begun. To all bronies and Transformers, we believe that we will save Equestria Girls throughout the year. I am Robertson Skywalker. The journey will live on till every pony are one.